Welcome back to another video on the Full Time Whistle channel, and today we are going to be talking about the Sky Bet Championship and the promotion race. So obviously, as we know, top of the league by quite a bit is Burnley, and for me, I'm going to say it right now, they are already promoted. They just look too good for the rest of the league. They play the best football. They've got probably the best players. Well, maybe not on paper, but it looks like that now. And yeah, but we're going to be talking about the rest of the team. So if we go here, and we're going to look at Sheffield United all the way down to West Brom. I think anywhere from Sheffield to West Brom is a chance for promotion, or maybe even dropping out like Sheffield. Obviously, I believe Championship is the most exciting league in the world. I'm a Leeds fan, so we obviously got promoted there 3 years ago. Is it now 4 years ago? I can't remember. But look, it is exciting. There's always stuff to play for, and like I said, I think Burnley are up. Like, look at even the record, but all the rest of the teams, it's up for grabs, I think. So we'll go through each team. Sheffield United. Now, it was going well with Sheffield. Like, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, well, maybe a month ago, it was looking like Sheffield were going to be promoted, just like Burnley, and be in a similar position, but they have dropped off a bit, definitely those 2 losses. And Middlesbrough, out of nowhere, they were down here at one point, have fired up and kind of done a bit of a similar story to what Nottingham and Forest have done from last season, because Forest were at the bottom, Steve Cooper came in, and then they climbed that table. And something with Middlesbrough's happened with Michael Carrick, and look, Carrick's done a phenomenal job since coming in. He's got players like Akpom absolutely firing. Akpom looks like the best striker in the league, or either him or I think you pronounce it as Gyökeres from Coventry. Probably one of those two are the best strikers in the league, in my opinion. But yeah, look, I feel like Sheffield, it's going to be between Sheffield and Middlesbrough for the second spot. Who is going to get there? I do still think Sheffield is there, only because Sheffield's overall squad is better than Middlesbrough's. Like, if we do go to Sheffield, they've got Norwood, who's played in the Premier League, been promoted before, I believe. Yeah, I think McBurney, I think you pronounce it as Ahmed Dahozvic. I don't know. Put in the comments of how you pronounce it, but he's been a rock for Sheffield this year, and he's it reminds me a bit of obviously a better player, but Flint, because I always see him like doing overlaps as a centre back. So I mean, very good. And Dye is very good. Not really an out and out striker, but he'll do a lot of running and quite creative. Egan, obviously experienced. Sander Berge, being linked with some top Premier League clubs in the past. But look, yeah, this Sheffield squad is overall just better than the Middlesbrough squad. If we do go to the Middlesbrough best players, Baralasa, who they picked, who they got from Rotherham in January. I think it was in January. Akpom, like I said, scored loads. Ryan Giles, that was a really good signing. Crooks, they brought Archer in January. Del Fry good. So like, they got good players, but I just feel like overall Sheffield squad better. But Championship is very much about momentum. Now, they did lose the last game, but before that they were in absolute brilliant form. Blackburn. Now, I feel like Blackburn won so many games without getting any draws. They were like either winning or losing, but recently I've drawn a few. But look, Blackburn, they've got a good team. The manager is good as well. If you look at their team, they've got, 4 of the top foreign players, the goalkeeper, and then 2 of the defenders. And then you got another defender here, and then another. Wait, has Ashley Pearce been playing? Because I thought Kaminsky would be playing 6 games. Look, since Leeds got promoted, my knowledge of the Championship has definitely dropped, but I feel like that just happens with everyone. But I still know quite a bit. Like Tyler Morton, good loan signing from Liverpool. Obviously, they had Elliott on loan a couple of seasons back. Millwall. Now I've been keeping track of Millwall because two of Leeds players are on loan at Millwall, but Charlie Cresswell especially. If you look at Fleming, I know he's been really good. Him and Bradshaw have been two of Millwall's star players this year. Sean Hutchinson captain, George Saville. Cresswell has not been consistent through the whole season, but recently really been stepping it up. Jake Cooper, I know they like at Millwall. Honeyman. So look, I mean, it's a good Millwall. I've got a good team, but you won't be expecting them to be this high in the table, similar to Luton. But Luton have done the same as what they did last year. Luton are around brilliantly because hardly spend any money. They've just lost James Bray. But look, they just had that 2-2 draw with Millwall, where Millwall went in 2-0, but Luton brought it back. Luton have just ran really well. They hardly spent any money on the team. They got Cody Drama on loan from Leeds. That is a brilliant signing for them, and I know he's done well when he's played there so far. And then who else we got? Norwich and Watford. It's probably been overall a disappointing season for those two, because both of them really should have been looking at these two places here of what their squads look like. Norwich, especially because Norwich will be, obviously, every time they've been passed in the Championship, they've gone straight back up. But that was under Daniel Farke. But look, it's Norwich is a funny one because they've obviously brought David Wagner in now as the manager, who's a good manager, got Huddersfield promoted. If you look at the top players, Sargent, Hanley, Marcelino Nunez, I know he's been good. They've got talented players, but I don't know, it's just not clicked this season really. But obviously they're starting with a chance, similar with Watford. Watford's João Pedro. I mean, the interesting thing about Watford is they had Rob Edwards, and we know what the Watford owners like sacking managers every 2 weeks. Sacked him, and then he's gone to Luton, Watford's biggest rivals, and he's been doing really well at Luton. So, I mean, that just shows you. Maybe if Watford did keep with him, they could be in a lot better position. Sunderland, no one. I don't think the Sunderland I think the Sunderland fans would have just been happy staying in the league. So I feel like they've overachieved. But if you look at the team, it's good. But the biggest issue is that Ross Stewart got injured, and Ellis Simmis got recalled by Everton, who were the two strikers for Sunderland, and they brought Gelhardt in from Leeds. Now, I tell you, if any Sunderland fans watching this, Gelhardt is much better, like so much better in a two striker formation. He can't really do it by himself. He needs someone to link with. He's aggressive. He'll chase the ball. He's someone who's not afraid to shoot, but he does need someone with a little bit more pace. Someone who's going to run at defenders. I mean, Gelhardt does do that, but not as much as maybe someone like Stewart. And Stewart, again, was a very good striker. I feel like that was the plan, but obviously with him getting injured. But Gelhardt really needs a striker next to him. Obviously, Diallo has been brilliant for Sunderland on loan from Man U. So, I mean, Sunderland still have a chance, but I can't really see it now, just because of Ross Stewart's injury. Coventry, similar to Luton, they've hardly spent much on the squad, but this man here, Gustavo Hammer, I really like this player. He can do box to box, he can drop back, and look at his heat map. He basically just covers everywhere around here. That's really his role. Got a few goals to him as well, 5 goals. But yeah, Gustavo Hammer is a very good player. Like I said earlier on, Victor Gyökeres, him and Akpom are probably the 2 best strikers in the league this season. But very good. West Brom, again, Carlos Corberan. I know he was assistant Bielsa and under-21s manager. Very good. If you look at West Brom, they went through a spell where I think they got up to 5th or something like that, and they went on a good run, but they did drop off a bit. But I'm sure they'll be hoping that they can do another late push to get into the playoffs. We've got some good players as well. Daryl Dyke, Jed Wallace, Dara O'Shea, John Swift. So some good players. But yeah, I mean, for me, the playoffs is gonna not the playoffs. The division is gonna end like this. It will be Burnley, Sheffield United, Middlesbrough. So everything will stay the same there. Millwall will come fourth. Blackburn will come fifth. Norwich will come fifth. And West Brom will come sixth. Sorry, Blackburn and Luton. I just feel like those two teams. Blackburn won 3 on a bounce. I don't know. This is the beauty of the Championship. You just can't predict it. But I'll go Burnley, Sheffield, Middlesbrough, Millwall, Norwich, West Brom. Yeah, I'll go with that. But yeah, that is what I think Championship promotion race will look like by the end of the season. Put in the comments what you think it'll be. But yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.